Welcome back, everybody, to Facetious. This is episode 87, brought to you on Labor Day, Monday, September 4th, 2017, at approximately 6:35 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am one of your hosts. I am Larry, a.k.a. Bluemanrule, and I am joined, as usual, by my main Damie, the only guy who has to work on Labor Day in honor of people who work. It is none other than Mike, a.k.a. Scarfinger, a.k.a. Real Talk. What's up, dog?
I can't explain to you how. I had to work. I had to work on the 4th of July, and it was like, normally you're supposed to make your part timers work the holidays,
right?
But since we don't have a part timer, it's me,
right.
So Will, so I had to work, and because I took an extra day on Friday to take Pooh Bear to a band battle. I'm working every day this week.
Every day?
I mean, we don't work on Sundays, but yeah, I got to work every other day this week.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they wasted so much time trying to get somebody hired, and the guy never actually, he's supposed to go to the home office and sign his paperwork and stuff tomorrow. But I mean, they helped me today.
Right. In the meantime, like things still need to happen. Right.
Right. So, yeah, So I worked, and it was really busy today. I guess people just wanted to come pay their bill. I don't know, but it's just, I did 2 leases today and everything. Like, it was just kind of crazy. And I'm like, why are y'all here?
Right, man. Shouldn't you be out eating? Shouldn't you be somewhere kicking it?
Right.
Because I know that's what I did today. I ate so much food, like I feel uncomfortable right now. So
I feel uncomfortable because his shirt's a little too tight.
I mean, if you go be honest about it. He just opened. He was like, "Yeah, this shirt." I ordered a Black Panther T-shirt off of Amazon, and it's one of those stretchy, like fitted material. No, the T'Challa Wakandan Black Panther shirt.
Still the same fit.
Still the same fist, but it's not the Afro fist. But I ordered it, and it was one of those really tight ones, and I was like, "No, let's go ahead and return that, Amazon. Let's put that order up for return right now." How about that? Right now. So I'm gonna get another shirt that hopefully will fit like a regular T-shirt. That's what I'm looking forward to. So, but no, man. So, man, that's crazy, Mike. So look, man. I want to say, last week, I think it was last week, we got the OFR League going. We had Timo on. We talked about getting everything going, and man. Fantasy football is just interesting when you have a league, when you have a team in the league. You know what I mean? It's just interesting. You pay more attention to the games. You follow the injury reports. Like you tend to just learn more and more stuff, man. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know why I'm so excited about that this year, but I got a really good squad. I got like the best running back in the league, and I got a couple of really good quarterbacks. So there we go.
I'm doing a draft right now, actually.
You drafting right now?
Right now.
Ratch now. Oh my goodness. Well, have fun, man. Hopefully you know who to pick up.
No, I'm on auto. I picked the first few rounds, and then I'm on auto for the rest.
Oh, okay. Word up. How many people y'all got in your league?
I don't know. I'm in 2 leagues. One of them have been dropped down to 10, but I did not know when the draft was. So I was cooking and trying to do that at the same time, and it didn't quite work out as well as I would have liked.
Right.
So, yeah.
Got to get active on the trade blocks. The only reason it matters is because the fewer real players, the more of a player pool you'll have. So you'll be fine if it's fewer than 10. 10 or fewer, you should be good. Because we're in the 10-person league, and it's really nice, man. It's really, really good. So, yeah. But I don't know. Go ahead.
No, it's just one of those things. I play fantasy football, but I ain't really about to, do much about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
okay. You ain't about that life.
I play you know, occasionally I win, but it's just a, you know, it's just a thing to do with your homies. I got one with the homies and I got one with the fam. So.
Okay, that's what's up. Will says he does fantasy basketball. Says it keeps things interesting since we all know who will win the championship in the end. Frowning face. Yeah, that's kind of NBA right now. Like the NBA, even though there's all this bluster about, oh man, all this person's gonna go here, they might go there. Yeah, but what
fantasy basketball is?
That's some work. That's some work. Number one,
it's a work because you got to keep up with it way more.
Absolutely.
I mean, me personally, like I will set my lineups like when I wake up Sunday morning for Sunday and Monday, and I just kind of keep an eye on if something happens, to whether I need to change something here or there. But I said that once, it's set it and forget it for you, boy. Basketball, man, you gotta keep up with this stuff every day because someone can get hurt, and you know, someone can get hurt on Monday. Right. You already got your week set, and then you got to go through the. Oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's something else, man. It is quite interesting, quite interesting. But I think fantasy football, especially for now, is really cool. I used to do a college football one. They used to have it on ESPN, and it was pretty fun, man. It was pretty fun watching and predicting who would be really good this year. And hey, that was mad fun. Of course, they couldn't do it for money because, you know, then you'd have to give the college athletes money, and who wants to do that, right?
No.
Right. So listen. So I wanted to bring this up, Mike, because you probably saw the poll out there a little earlier that I ran, and it basically
I was the first person to vote.
You were the first person to respond. Okay, so. Man, that's cool because let me go ahead and share this with people because I want people who are watching it visually to kind of see what I'm taking a look at. So it's right here. And I hate that my window isn't big enough for me to hit the share button. So, okay. So it says, do you coordinate your lounge clothes? Now, Mike, now listen. I went to school with a lot of people from Chicago. Now, these cats coordinate everything, right? Mm-hmm. Everything. Like they taught me the style, how to match the stripes, right? You match the minor color in an outfit, not the major color, right? Because the major color is going to be predominant, right? So they taught me how to get this game going. And so for me, even when I'm in my lounge clothes, I still try to keep a little something going, right? My wife was like, why do you care? And so I'm like, don't nobody try to match that. So I threw the poll out there and I said, because
making sure my gear is right is a part of me. If you're telling me that I shouldn't coordinate my chill clothes, then that's like me saying that I'm going to leave a part of myself behind. And that's not how we do this.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So I'm with you, Mike. And so I'm the same way. So now I didn't vote, but of the votes that we had, looks like there were two options. Of course, I coordinate my clothes, don't you? And the second option was no, why would I? And 67% of the people came back with no, why would I? No, why would I? No, do you mean to tell me you don't have enough pride in yourself to go out there even when you lounging and not be fresh to death? Like every time you step out of this house, whether lounging or no, your game ain't up to par.
You got your game got to be right all the time, dog.
All the time, man.
All the time.
I don't even know how people live with themselves doing that. Because look, you don't know. I've realized being in Oklahoma City that I run into pastors, I run into people from work, I run into people from all walks of life at any given point, anywhere. And look, it is advantageous and to your well-being and advancement opportunities that you stay fresh to death at all times. I don't understand why people can't.
That's a given. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be, right?
It is, man. It is. Like, look, and it's not even a new school mentality. My grandma was always like, you're going to leave this house decent and in order. So you're going to always, keep your pants pulled up, make sure your clothes ironed, make sure you're at least looking halfway decent. If your hair ain't right, put on a cap. You know what I mean? Like, do something. Do something. Come out of here ready. Don't come out of here halfway. And I don't understand how people's like, well, it's lounge closed. I throw all caution to the wind. How do you know? You can't just throw all caution. You don't know who's gonna stop by. Somebody might stop by on a holiday. Somebody could stop by. Then you look at all embarrassed, right? Just avoid all of that, bypass all the craziness, and stay fresh. You know, this message brought to you by Facetious.
Yeah, I match all the way down to my vape, dog. I had to buy a new vape, man. I broke the one that I just bought
the Beast
a couple months ago.
Baby Beast or whatever.
Oh, the Baby Beast is the tank, but I broke this.
Okay.
So I just had to buy another one. I went in there, they had one on sale. I bought the cheapest thing I could find, and that's how I ended up with this hemp. But yeah, your boy dropped it too many times.
Man, yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that, bro.
Yeah, your boy dropped it too many times. So so it stopped recognizing my batteries. So I tried to buy one off Craigslist, just as a temporary type thing. It was gonna be like $35. I'm like, cool, I can spend $35 on something temporary until I figure out what I'm gonna do. But then I went to go get some because this tank doesn't work on my old mod. So I went to go get some. I wanted to go get some coils to go in the old tank, and the lady was like, "Well, you know, we got a sale going on right now." And she was like, "It's only for the day. Like, you can get this here for 30. You can get this for $30." And I'm like, I was about to spend 17 on these coils for a tank I don't even want to use. Right. So let me go ahead. Put them in there. Put it on list. But yeah, so the weird thing about this is the tank, the mod is red, but the O-rings I got in here are orange.
Okay.
But it comes with this little sleeve, and it makes it look orange. Bam. Because of this white sleeve.
Right.
It look orange. Now everything is coordinated.
I could have swore. I wish I had put a little ding on the tooth right there. Nah, man, that's what's up, dog. That's what's up, man. So, man.
But yeah, I'm mad because I bought that thing. I bought it. Well, the lady told me that I bought it in May, and I broke it already.
Man, see, you gonna have to insure them things, dog.
I can't put no insurance on it. I don't have an option to put some insurance on it.
Yeah, they're kind of cheap. They're kind of like not very costly items. It'd be more advantageous for you to just go ahead and buy a new one every time.
Yeah, so yeah, I was struggling with that with the one I had, the one I was using for the last 2 days. Right, because I broke it on Saturday. So yeah, I've been struggling for the last couple of days. Like, bro, what is we gonna do?
Man. Probably not smoke, Mike. That's probably the best option, right? Like, just
I'm not smoking. I'm vaping.
Not vape, whatever. It has nicotine in it, right? You inhaling some type of smoke, right? Okay, you smoking.
It's not smoke, but I am
inhaling a vapor?
There is some nicotine, not nearly as much nicotine as if I was smoking.
Right. But it's just a little bit of crack. It's not the full blown crack. It's just a little. It's just a wee bit of crack.
I got light crack. You know what I'm saying? It's more baking soda in this. It ain't really like all that. You see all this? All this is baking soda. It's just a little bit of crack.
Just a little bit of crack.
Because all right, so in this here rock, normally the cocaine content would be an 18. See, I go at 6 because 6 is better for me and my lungs. No. But that's what it is for the nicotine. Nicotine, like in cigarettes, is somewhere around 18s, and my nicotine is at 6. I vape 6 and 3s.
6 and 3s. Which honestly, I think you're at the point now to where I think your disconnection or your quitting like your I guess your urges or whatnot would be.
I have some zero Nick juice. I just don't like it.
See, look at it. I grew up. See, I grew up with my grandfather. He smoked cigars. My mom, she smoked cigarettes for a long time. My mom eventually stopped, and I told you before on the show that she did cold turkey a couple of times. She stopped. She went back when life got stressful, and then she left again, never to return. But yeah, I think my mom she did it, and she was okay. Like she just stopped. I think you'd be able to do it, and I don't think your urges would be too bad. I don't think your withdrawal symptoms. That's what
I would. I think I would be able to do it. I don't want to.
But why not though? See, my question is why not? See, my mom, she was always under the assumption that it was like a weight thing, like because it kept her weight down, you know, and that was something that really was fearful for her to stop. But like, so what are your reasons for not stopping? You just like the way the nicotine tastes? Because that can't be it. It tastes like hot garbage on a stick, right?
But I mean, I can buy stuff to make this taste however I want to.
True, but you could also taste that same stuff without the nicotine.
Yeah, but
that's my point.
I can drink. Look, right now I'm on that peach lemonade. I can make some peach lemonade. I can make some peach lemonade, and that would be perfectly fine. But I can't smoke peach lemonade, and that's the difference.
Shoot, man. Oh no, that's all good, man. I just wondering. I just running a check by you just to see. Just because.
Really, it's just vaping is pretty much my fidget spinner. Like it's something to do, and I do it mostly when I'm not really doing anything. But I got some new juice, right? I got some new juice, but I don't know if I'm gonna order from them no more because I don't like the name.
What is it?
Name of the company is called Broke Dick.
Well,
yeah, but the cool thing about them is, see, this here is a 60 milliliter. This is $8.99.
That's a lot.
For $11.99, I can get a 60 for Broke Dick. But first of all, Broke Dick ain't got that many. They don't have that many flavors, and they don't really have the kinds that I like, and they ain't really got nothing with with as much stuff with menthol. I mean, I am black, so I need some menthol.
You need some menthol. It's like...
yeah, I need some menthol. I mean, my favorite juice is Thug Juice, and it's fruit flavors with menthol, and that's my favorite drink.
Look, every time you say that, Darrin just shakes his head. He's shaking his head right now, I'm sure.
Yeah, right. It makes me more of a thug. Ain't no need to shake your face. Don't shake your face at that. It makes me more of a thug. It's like the sauce that turns me from Steve Urkel to Stefan. You know what I'm saying?
That's a Family Matters throwback. Y'all watch for it on Netflix. It's coming back. TGIF is actually now going to be on Netflix. So FYI, if y'all ain't know.
Every time I'm using Thug Juice, I'm pouring.
You're pouring. Crazy. Now, why can't you be like Will? Will said Nick tastes nasty. I vape no Nick juice. Like I said, if you like those flavors, I got
no Nick juice. I got no Nick juice. Well, when I first started vaping, when I first really got into vaping, and I started vaping real hard, really what I was smoking because I was going through a turbulent time in my life.
Right.
And I was smoking because the nicotine made me feel kind of loopy, and it made it so I could go to sleep because I couldn't sleep. Like my life was in turmoil. You know, things were happening. You know what I mean? Like so it made me a little bit loopy enough to go to sleep. When your nicotine is too high, it makes you woo-hoo. But what happened was I was smoking Black and Milds, right? And I was smoking Black and Mild. Some ashes fell off of it, and it burned some shorts. Now these aren't like the best shorts in the world. I mean, it's some AM1 shorts I got from Walmart, but I ended up burning a hole in my shorts. Yep. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way for me to do this without burning holes in my clothes. Hence. So, and I was already vaping a little bit at that point. I was doing both, but I wanted to stop burning holes in my clothes. So I just said, you know what? After this pack of blacks, I ain't getting no more. And for the most part, I ain't smoked. I smoked in the last 2 years. I maybe smoked maybe about 2 or 3 cigarettes. You know, sitting there with my stepmom. I maybe have smoked about 2 or 3 cigarettes, but I have not smoked another Black and Mild ever.
I'm just wondering why vape and then smoke a cigarette. That's like living your life on Splenda and then turn around and eating regular sugar. Like, it's no need to do both. Like, you can do one or the other. Like, that's how.
I mean, I was because I was just getting into vaping. It wasn't. I wasn't sure if it was something that I really wanted to do at the time.
Oh, okay.
It was just I caught that device on a sale. It was half off, and you know, it was for like $25 or whatever. And it came with a whole set of stuff, and I wanted to try it for a little bit, and then that's when I found Thug Juice, and it kind of went from there. So, and I could smoke tobacco, and it tastes like tobacco, or I could smoke, with some fruit juices and some menthol. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right.
And now your boy is basically I'm smoking peach lemonade. What's wrong with that?
What's up, Mark? What's going on, man? Hey, all right,
what's
Mike.
up, son?
So now I want to talk a little bit about a little something that I've been watching, and I started watching it really on Friday of this weekend since I knew I had Monday off. Okay. But I've made it through all of season 1 of Game of Thrones. So
I did too. That's where I stopped.
Okay, and I started up season 2. I'm on episode 1 of season 2, and I am a few minutes in, and I like it. It's not. I don't see it being the best thing. I see the formula though, right? I see how they cover most of the people in this episode, but they really only cover one or two situations in depth. And then they move to the next episode and they cover the other 6 people, and then the remaining 2 or there are 4 that weren't really covered in depth in the prior episode, so they covered 2 or 3 of those, right? And then so they continue the rotation, so you feel like every single show you're getting more done, but really to me it's a multi-sided die. It's like you're seeing the same story from many different sides, and the formula is here. We're just going to tell you just a little bit to string you along to the next one, just a little bit more. It's like when you paint, or like when you cut the grass. Like, when you cut the grass and you make a path in the yard, well, you don't come back and make a full new path. You kind of cover the old path just a little bit to kind of remove that line, and you just keep doing the whole thing. That's what Game of Thrones' strategy is. So that's where I'm at. So,
but do you get what I'm saying? Why I didn't gravitate to it initially, and this is the same thing with a lot of HBO shows where but my problem with HBO shows, and this goes for The Wire also, they drop you in, and they don't really do a whole lot of explaining who these people are. Like, you are dropped in the story in progress. And and I don't like that. I like how, the shows that I like, they introduce you to the core characters and then they add characters on as the story progresses. Mm-hmm. It was just like, this Dem, dog. Catch up.
That's all up. Like, here it is. Get ready. Here it is. Get ready.
It's all right, chum. It's all right, chum. And then the worst part, like I said, the person that you thought this whole thing was going to be about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Didn't really work out that way. Didn't really work out that way.
Yeah, didn't quite go well.
So, but again, I think that's part of it, because it has that Walking Dead-ish thing in there to where, like, you don't really know what's going to happen, and I can see that variability being a benefit. And here's my thing. I think I'm going to tire of the formula before I finish it. That's what I'm afraid of. I think I'm going to tire of the formula before I get done, but it's just interesting enough for me to keep going, right? Because I don't know. I didn't read the books, and apparently this doesn't follow the books line for line, so I'm not sure how everything goes. So,
as I understand it, all up until the current season, it's still following the books in some capacity, but they are now beyond the books, so next season is not going to be in step with the books at all.
Right, because George R.R. is still writing that. But I don't know. It's kind of interesting, man. So I quite enjoy it. The end of season 1 was like, okay, I can see how this could be a problem for some people.
George Ara.
Right. So I don't know. I think that it's interesting, and I believe that I could see myself continuing to watch this. Hopefully, finishing this thing on out. So that's where I'm at with the Thrones, y'all. I'm in through season 1.
How are you watching it? You got Go, or are you watching it on
Cody? I'm using Cody. Okay. I'm using Cody.
Are you what are you still using Exodus, or are you switched to something else?
No, I'm still using Exodus. Working fine.
Okay. I haven't been back in I haven't been back in quite a while because I was watching Power, and I just bought Stars through Amazon.
Right.
So
my wife started that, by the way. She's liking it. She's liking it. She's like, it's all right. She's like, she's like, it's all right, because they keep bringing guest stars on all the time, like the Law and Order formula where they keep bringing on different people. So she was like, okay.
This last episode, dog.
Oh, here you go. You just ready to holler about it. You just ready to holler about it.
I mean, I ain't gonna spoil nothing for nobody because I want people to watch it. This last episode, dog, was everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, we'll talk about it because I got a couple other things I want to get to. 3 more things, and then we talk about whatever. Well, 4 things, but they're all pretty quick. So number 1. So what I was doing today, we went over to my father-in-law's. We had food. We had a family get together. It was all good. Everything was nice. But there's a section in there where Huh?
You good dude? He like you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's a really good dude. And he likes me. I like him. It's all good, man.
Was that from the beginning, or you had to be like, look?
Oh no, it was from the beginning.
You ain't had that look. You had that look conversation?
No, I had to have that look conversation.
This used to be your girl. This is my girl.
No, I didn't have to have that conversation. I never did, because he was always like, you know what, pretty good dude. I'm all right with it. So that's pretty much how it went. It was fairly easy transition for me. But I'll say this. So we were over there, and generally, sometimes, when people are in there eating and stuff, and when you're spread out, like, you can do stuff on your own. So I actually had my Kindle with me, and I was watching Star Trek Beyond. It's one of the movies I have downloaded on my Kindle. So I started watching it. Bruh, I'm only 42 minutes into a 2-hour movie. Do you know Star Trek Beyond is simply Mass Effect 2? Really? Star Trek Beyond is Mass Effect 2. Y'all, this is what I'm saying, and I got proof right now. I'm about to give y'all 5 reasons why Star Trek Beyond is... Look at that face. He do not believe it. He do not believe it.
No, I'm like, how y'all just gonna make Mass Effect, though?
All right.
How y'all just gonna make Mass Effect, though?
Okay. So check this. Okay, for real.
Go ahead. For real.
All right. So first off, the ship drives into an orbit. The ship rolls into orbit, and it goes into an area of unknown space, and it gets attacked by a cloaked menace. Okay, number 1. Number 2, the crew gets taken. Number 3, the captain comes to get them. Number 4, the antagonists look exactly like Batarians. Now, I haven't had the number 5, so this is just where I'm at right now. But the 5th reason,
Bruh.
He got real close to the mic. He got real close to the camera.
Come on, bro.
He said, come on, son. Look, dog, 42 minutes in. If you got Amazon Prime, go watch Star Trek Beyond right now. And if you make it to the 45-minute point and you don't believe that Star Trek Beyond is Mass Effect 2, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, so Beyond is which one out of the new set?
3.
It's number 3. Okay, so I never got around to number 2.
With Benedict Cumberbatch, Into Darkness, you should check that out.
I heard.
Yeah,
I heard good things. It's just one of those things. I don't really sit down and watch movies very often.
Man, me either. But sometimes I feel like a good movie. Like this weekend, I watched John Wick 2. You know what I mean? Like I just felt like a movie weekend.
I ain't never watched the first John Wick.
Oh, that's a crying shame. You should probably get on that. But so yeah, man. So Star Trek Beyond. Right now, I ain't even an hour in. I'm not even halfway through. But it is Mass Effect 2 thus far.
Come on, man. Y'all can't just make Mass Effect before Mass Effect can make Mass Effect.
Mark says those new Star Treks are hot. Yeah, they are, man. I'm a fan of them.
I dug the first one. The first one of the new set.
you see what Mark put in the chat.
Like I said, I don't watch very many movies, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I don't watch very many movies.
Man, look.
I watch just random stupid stuff on YouTube, and it's marching band season, bro. I'm all about these marching band videos right now, bro.
Right, I hear you.
I'm all about it. It's marching band season, bro. I went to a battle on Friday. It was greatness. I think Virginia State's band is the most unprofessional, disrespectful.
I saw you tweet that out.
They do the same stuff every single year, and they just do they just rude. And they stopped doing this battle. They stopped doing the Labor Day battle for a couple years, and they brought it back. And it's just like, why do we even mess with y'all? Because they was doing like dumb stuff, like, you know, like there's times where they play songs back and forth, and they'll play the same type of song, like they'll play a march, or they'll play like a some sort of a slow song, a ballad or something, and then they break down into sections. And so like their section would play first because they're the visitors. Their section will play first, then Norfolk will play, and then they'll go back to their seats, and they'll stand there and wait for Norfolk to finish, and then they'll blow something from their seats. Bruh, you already had your time. And then they would do stupid stuff like the tubas. At the end of their set, they turned around from where they were to face the band, and they blew at Norfolk State while they were already like, what is you doing? One dude, they did the same bit a few years ago with the trumpets. One dude comes out on the trumpet and with a Norfolk State shirt, and he pretends to be from Norfolk State. His other band members accost him and make him take off the shirt, and then all of a sudden they play triumphantly. They did that a few years ago. It was stupid then, and they did it again on Friday. But what made it worse
must be a new band director. Think that people ain't seen it before.
What made it worse was he took the shirt off, balled it up, and threw it at the band.
Oh yeah.
And he threw it into the band. Now for people who don't know about black college bands, the band.
What's the protocol, Mike? Break it down.
The band is not something you don't want no problems with the band.
Right.
I will put it to you like this. A few years ago, Norfolk State's band was at FAMU. They were in Tally. And the band, the band was playing, and they were coming off the field. Football players was trying to get back on. They were coming out of the locker room trying to come back on, and they wanted to cross between the band. Now you can't cross the band line. You can't cross the band. They ended up being a fight. The football team ain't want them problems.
Right. Nope.
Especially when all of these people holding brass instruments in their hands.
No, you ain't ready for that.
You might have on pads, but I'm pretty sure you don't want a euphonium upside the head. Like that's the last thing you want is a youth upside the head. Youth upside your head.
Youth upside the head. Cool.
Last thing you want. For people who don't know, a euphonium is like it looks like it's kind of like a forward facing handheld tuba, not the sousaphone that wraps around you. But it is a large brass instrument.
You know, you can Google it and show them. That's okay.
Yeah, I could, but I mean, yeah, but it's just you don't want these problems. There's problems with bands already, and they got problems with each other. I mean, a dude from FAMU, a drum major from FAMU, dropped his mace on the field, and his own band beat him so bad he died. Like these the kind of people you dealing with. He dropped his mace on the field. They punished him, and he died because of his injuries. Man. That's a tuba. That's not a youth.
I said euphonium. See?
Oh, that ain't the kind we talking about.
All right.
That's an upright. That's an upright. But there's the youths that are forward facing. But basically that's what it is. But the mouthpiece is on the back.
Okay, maybe that's it. I think I got it. So old guy using this a double bell euphonium. So is that it?
No, hold on. Let me find it. I'll find it.
You do
your thing.
Is that it? Dang it, that ain't it. Okay, all right, but man, that's craziness though. So at least that went down this weekend. I saw you tweet that. I'm like, man, Scar is upset. Like he is going off the hinges at these cats, man. And now Mark says you really need to watch that John Wick. He giving you the side eye. He said you got time for Drumline, but not John Wick.
Okay. Yeah, these are marching euphoniums. You can see the mouthpieces in the back.
Okay.
And if the bell faces forward.
Word up.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. See, we learned something, y'all. We learned something. Another thing I learned was there was an article, and I thought I put the link in here, but I guess this thing took it away. Google took it away. However, there was an article, I believe it was over at Polygon, but it was about tipping for hotel rooms. Now, remember, I talked about how I tipped and I left the tip when I was out there in Virginia. And the lady was talking about it's, you should add it up. It's like a few dollars a day depending on your stay. But if it's a really nice hotel, you do a little bit more. And a lot of people in there were going off about, well, these hotels don't really need your money, man. They charge you all this money per night and they charge you all the extra stuff. And I'm like, it's not for the hotel. It's for the workers, man. It's for the people who come in and clean your room. Like
I've never done it. Like I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing either, bro. I can't remember what I was watching, but it was like, yeah, you should leave it. Somebody was like, oh, you tip at hotels too, right? Oh, because I was mentioning, I was talking about, I always bring this up because I talk about Rob's show, Rodimus Prime, the black guy the black guy who tips. I'm like he's the only one because it's the black guy, not a black guy who tips. And, and I'm like, yeah, man, I tip all the time.
I had a teacher a long time ago was talking about a trip to Canada. And she said she stayed in a nice hotel. I thought it was just a thing for nice hotels. That's why I never even thought about it because I ain't staying in nowhere that nice. So she was staying in a nice hotel or whatever, and she said she was leaving like $10 and $20. And she said that every time she came back to her room, man, there was extra everything, extra towels. The lady was leaving her candy, all kinds of stuff because she didn't think about the exchange rate.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So she was leaving her US money.
Right.
She was leaving her US money, but with that exchange rate, she was leaving much more than she thought she was leaving.
Clearly. Yeah, that's something else, man.
Clearly.
It's good though, man. But no.
Speaking of clearly, like saying it like that, have you seen this is just real quick. Have you seen Jamie Foxx's impression of Stephen A. Smith?
No.
Look that up.
Okay. We'll have to check that out. I bet you that's pretty funny though. I bet you that's pretty funny.
But yeah, the whole tipping at hotels, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, man. So apparently they say the nicer hotels end up paying their staff more, so you don't necessarily have to. But then a person from hospitality industry said, we don't you don't have to, especially if you're staying somewhere on business. Generally, they don't leave tipping and like people's per diems and stuff. And I'm like, you right. They sure don't. But so a lot of people don't leave it. It's like, but leave it if you want. If you don't want, don't feel bad about it. It's okay. It's fine. Generally, people they get paid on the number of rooms that they clean, period. So they have a set number of rooms they have to clean each day. So if you don't want your room cleaned, then it just moves on to the next room, and then that's it. And they work in different shifts. Some people can't work every day.
I should ask my sister about this. She cleans rooms. That's one of her jobs. She somewhere down the line she part Jamaican, but
right.
But that's one of her jobs.
So man. So it's just interesting and I thought the article was pretty cool. If I can find it again, I'll link it in the show notes. But it was pretty interesting. I thought it was pretty interesting. So you all check that article out if you get a chance to. Let me know if you tip for your hotel room. It's not something that's really popular, that's really known. But let me know if you
know. New poll, dog.
New poll for sure. But here's one thing, Mike. So I was looking at this list, and somebody put up this list of like there are 30 questions on this list, and I think these are like gaming evergreen topics. If we ever want to come back to them, like it's some that we can come back to. But it asks a deluge of questions. You like the use of that? A deluge.
I
like that.
Stupid. I would have went plethora, but okay.
Plethора's fine. It's just that plethора's kind of overused, you know.
I mean, if that was over, cacophony.
A cacophony is great. Cacophony is a great term, right? Right.
See? you ain't the only sesquipedalian in this joint.
Hey man, we all can be such. So number one is very first video game. What was your first video game, Mike?
Combat. 2600 Combat.
My first video game.
No, wait. We talking home or arcade?
The first video game.
Very, very first video game. It probably was Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. My first video game was. Yeah, Mark says his was Pong. I think mine was Donkey Kong or Pong.
I think I ended up going back to playing Pong and all that other stuff, especially once I got to 2600. But like as home games, I started off with Combat. You know, sitting there playing by yourself because you know it's a 2-player game. But you said they're playing by yourself. And then Asteroids. Asteroids was the game that got me started in. Okay, this is a thing.
Asteroids. Okay, so I want to say. Here's the thing. Is that
one of the questions? Did I just answer one of the questions that I didn't mean to?
No, I don't know. There are 30 questions, and they're all pretty good ones. We can come back to them later because there can be stuff that'll take a while.
No, let's do 10. Let's go.
You want to do 10?
You want to do 5 or 10?
Okay, let's do 5 because it's a lot of them. My first video game comes down. Like I said, I can't remember arcade or home system. It varies, but I know for sure because my cousin had the 2600 and I had a ColecoVision with the converter that allowed me to play 2600 games. So I have Donkey Kong in the living room right now, and I also remember Pong as being like my first one. Mark says, "Let's do this." All right, so that's mine. Number 2, your favorite character in video games.
Oh, so you got to specify playable character or
it just says your favorite character. I'm gonna say this.
It's Shepard. Like it's
Ezio. Auditori da Firenze. It's Ezio.
It's Shepard because Shepard is me.
Well, see, like, Keith says Max Payne. Max Payne takes a lot of
pills. So it
takes a lot of pills.
Okay. If I'm trying to think.
See, it's tough.
I could say Roland from Borderlands. I really like Roland from Borderlands.
Okay.
But like a character that you assume. I mean, my first thought is Shepard. That's my first shot. My first thought. My first thought is Shepard. But if I got to go with a character that's established, that's hard. Maybe Master Chief because he don't talk that much, and I can still assume that that's me.
See, but that's your ego talking.
Yeah, I'm assuming I'm assuming when I play a video game, I'm assuming that role. Like this is a part of I'm putting a part of me into this game. So, but yeah, so I don't know.
Okay,
that's something to think about. Go ahead.
Okay, so Mark says Kazuya Mishima or Mishima.
That's Tekken, right?
Yeah, I think it's Kazuya. Yeah, Mishima because that's Hayachi's son. Yeah, no Yakuza. Or is it Yakuza? I thought Kazuya Hayachi. Is it Hayachi Mishima?
Oh,
I thought it was Mushima. I don't know. I'm not sure which. Keith thinks it's Yakuza. I think.
Oh, he said yeah.
Yep. Okay. I thought so because they're doing a lot of resurgence in the Yakuza series. So they remade the original and then they're remaking the second one. So they're gonna go back and do them. So, but yeah. So that's cool. That's cool. Kazuma Kiryu was Yakuza. Okay. All right, cool. Kazuma Kiryu. All right, that's what's up. So yeah, okay. So Tekken. All right, so number 3, and it just says here just regular. A game that is underrated.
Raises Hell.
I saw that. Didn't like it.
I really enjoyed Raises Hell. I really enjoy Raises Hell, and no one cares.
I'm just trying to. I need to look at a review on that. I need to look at a
review.
No
one cares at all, but I really enjoy Raises Hell.
Raises Hell.
Mm-hmm. It's a game nobody played. It came out when it first came out. It was a budget game, but I enjoyed that game quite a bit. And I know that no one's going to care, and no one's going to continue. Everyone's going to continue not caring, but I really enjoyed that game.
I'm gonna go with one that I mentioned before, Binary Domain. Binary Domain was greatness, sir.
I have it, but I have it on PlayStation 3, and my PlayStation 3 doesn't work anymore. Killing Floor, no, bro. I've been singing the praises of Killing Floor for the last 2 shows.
But it's still underrated because it's not an industry wide praise. Keith says Andromeda, which I concur.
I can see that because a lot of people overlooked it because of the problems of its launch, which wasn't 100% their fault. A lot of that was on EA, and I really want to play again. Like I really want to play again.
I'm going through the second time right now on my PC. So it's my first PC playthrough, my second overall playthrough, and I'm having quite a good time.
I played twice. But I will say this: I enjoy playing Sarah more than Scott.
Out of 2, she's a better voice actress, I think. So, and she was also on Shoutouts to A Starting Point because Corey actually went to school with her.
I heard that. that.
So that was a really good show. Yeah, Frida Wolf on there. She's a lady who plays Sarah Ryder from Mass Effect Andromeda. So they went to the same high school together. So number 4, your favorite guilty pleasure game.
Saints Row 2.
I don't guess I really have one.
Every time I play Saints Row 2, it's always a great time. It's always a great time. Like it's just like somebody just slapped a whole bunch of silly on the Grand Theft Auto format or the Grand Theft Auto formula, and it just works so well. It's funny. It's just everything. I love the fact that spoiler alert, your character dies in the first game, at the end of the first game. And he doesn't all the way die. They bring him back and he wakes up, and you can completely design a new character. And all through the game, whenever you meet somebody that you knew, your character looks completely different, and they go, well, something's different about you. Did you change your hair? And that's the running joke throughout the whole rest of the game. Like, did you change your hair? Or what's different about you?
Mark says Kung Fu on NES. Yeah, that was man.
No,
I enjoyed the mess out of Kung Fu, dog.
No.
I enjoyed some Kung Fu.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think for me, the game is probably a guilty pleasure of mine. Probably 2. Dante's Inferno, as terrible as the marketing was, as derivative as the gameplay and the entire concept was, man, that game was greatness.
Yeah, guilty pleasures. I don't know about very many guilty pleasures because I don't really go that far off the beaten path.
Man, me either. Like Catherine would probably be my only other one, but it would go more into an underrated.
I guess you can call Prison Architect.
Yeah, I guess so.
And that type of stuff. I'm checking in on this new game that's a lot like Banished, but it's with like feudal era stuff. Yeah.
Word up. All right, and finally for that last one for the night, game character you feel you are most like or wish you were. Well, that's an easy one. Shepard.
I would say Shepard, but I think died though. Like I don't know if I'm about this die in life. Like right. Let's be real about it. You know what I mean?
Right. I know what you're saying though. But you could throw Garrus in there. You could throw Rex in there.
No, it's I'm gonna stick with Saints Row. Like Saints Row, like that the main character who you are just has so much fun. And it's just a blast. And like, if over the first 3 games, that dude does everything you could possibly want to do. It's just to have fun, be the leader of a gang, and just yeah. I'm gonna go there. I ain't gonna go Shepherd because, bruh, I ain't out here trying to die.
Right, you ain't out here trying to get spaced. You ain't trying to get spaced.
Mass Effect characters have a Mass Effect main characters have a tendency to die, even if it's only for a minute. But but yeah, no, we good.
See, I like Mark's answer because I was gonna go with Dante. He said Dante from Devil May Cry, but I like Virgil better because Virgil is beast mode, and he's more intelligent. He's craftier. His sword play is way better, and he's just simply a beast. He walks on both sides of the world really well. So Virgil is probably that dude. Dante is just too punkish for me, but no, man, that's it, man. So that's all we have on that. So Mike, we got 10 minutes left, and I think I have one topic left.
We can do some more of these questions, though. We could have
I got one topic left. No, man, I ain't trying to do 10. I ain't trying to do 10 because it's an evergreen list. We can't exhaust the whole list. It's not an evergreen, right? Fine. Okay, so all right. So Mike, I wanted to talk about it last week. Keith said Geralt. You know, Geralt is cool, but man, he can't handle kids, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like Geralt from The Witcher 3, he cool and mug.
But he up on them hoes though.
Yeah, he can't get no diseases. Like he is 100%. He can't get no diseases, but he's infertile. He's infertile.
You just go to the red light district and just light them up, light them up, light them up, not on fire.
But also, like he won't be able to afford them all because they don't pay him much. That's the problem. Like because he's a witcher, he don't get paid much for doing all of these dangerous jobs. But
but see, here's the thing: when you can't get no diseases, you ain't got to pay for the good ones. You know what I'm saying?
Stupid, man. He's stupid, man. But yeah, man. So yeah, he can't get nothing. He can't pass nothing around. His immune system is like that. But no, man. I wanted to say this because Darrin was telling me about this because I'm at a point in time at work right now where I actually have to read a lot of stuff. I'm at the point where I have to read and write a lot of things. So I need classical music to keep me going, right? So I have classical albums that I listen to. But it's called Rise of the Master. It's only 100 tracks, right? So, but I've listened to it so many times, like it's boring, right? It's hard for me to tune it out actively. So, Darrin mentioned to me it's called New Classical Chillout. That's one album, and then there's one that's called Atmospheric Sci-Fi Sounds, and it's basically classical music from taken from sci-fi soundtracks like Interstellar and The Arrival, huh?
I'm listening to you, but why look like my eyes closed?
Because you're looking down. That's why. You look up at the camera. There you go. That's why. Yeah, you can't. That's why. You can't. You got to look at the camera.
I don't like looking at the camera.
Well,
I'll go back here.
But anyway, so those soundtracks are really, really good. That most of them are instrumentals, which I like. Some of them have some singing in them though, and it's really abrasive, like really high, ultra high soprano singing, but some of that stuff is really cool. So I've been adding it to my rotation. It's been helping me get through my stuff, get my stuff written and composed. Because believe it or not, man, classical music really does help. Like even if I turn on instrumentals of R&B and stuff, I can't concentrate as well as I do with classical. So I highly recommend that for people. New Classical Chill Out, which is a playlist on Spotify, I believe. And then also the Atmospheric Sci-Fi Sounds is also a playlist or an album on Spotify that you can listen to. It's really good. I think it's like 34 songs, but you can check that out. It's like 2 hours of music. Y'all check that out. Check it out, especially if there's a time when you actually need to concentrate on either reading or writing or doing both. It's very effective. So... Mike?
Yeah, the only time I really listen to classical music is if I'm listening to a game soundtrack, which I don't do very often. But I do have game soundtracks that I dig. Like if I need to write something and I'm stuck and someone said listen to music with no words. So I'll put on my go-to is the Heavy Rain soundtrack.
I had 2 Heavy Rains in my head. I had Heavy Rain, and then I had Heavy Rain, Heavy Rain. That's what
I only want to see you,
Jason.
Heavy Rain,
Heavy rain.
Yeah, you gotta put some gravel in that joint.
Yeah.
In the heavy rain. You gotta say that like an old black man. You can't sing. You sing Purple Rain like Prince, but you sing Heavy Rain with some gravel. You gotta get downhill and sing about heavy rain. I'm gonna tell you about the rain that's heavy. The rain that's heavy.
You gotta sing like a black man that always has to pull up his britches, right? Like
you sing like the dude in church that got the suspenders on. He don't really need suspenders, but he got suspenders on.
He got suspenders on. He ain't suspended nothing. He just got them on. He got suspenders with his belt, but he got suspenders. It's just the look. He says, yeah, classical is good for reading. And have you ever tried ambient channels like lo-fi? Yeah, chill YouTube. Actually, I have one of their playlists.
There's a classical piano chill out on Google Music. I just pulled it up just to see if it was there because you said it was on Spotify and stuff and such. Yeah. I was just seeing what else was here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's pretty good, man. Like, and the reason classical music worked because when I first started playing piano, I learned classically, so all of that stuff is familiar to me. But it's just calming and relaxing, right? Especially since I ain't got to play it. But yeah, I have tried the chill out music on YouTube. Actually, that channel, that lo-fi chill, that's one of the ones or Lofi. I actually use that one and go to that one quite often. My son does as well. And I have one of his like 2-hour stints or whatnot because he's always live. But sometimes he goes off and then you can download some of his playlists. And when you do, you get them. And they're really, really, really good. They're really stinking cool. But like I said, sometimes they have words in them. Sometimes they have lyrics in them. Sometimes they don't.
That's distracting when they had the words in it. And that's I like people who do podcasts and they put like bed music behind them. If that bed music has words in any way, shape, or form, it completely distracts from what you're saying.
Right. That's why I always do pure instrumentals underneath mine, man. I don't try to put any words in there. So. All right, Mike. But that's it. I think that's it for the. Oh, also, still singing Heavy Rain. So did you know? Because
I can't get out of my head now.
Listen. Here's something. Here's a cool fact. I just saw this today. Did you know that the people in Minnesota voted to remove a Robert E. Lee statue and replace it with a Prince statue?
That's good because they did a lot when he died, and they made the baseball stadium purple and all that other stuff. I don't know if Prince cared about baseball, but
apparently baseball cared about Prince. You know
baseball
what I mean?
Cared about Prince. And that's good.
Right, exactly. So now there you go. There you have it.
Heavy rain, heavy rain.
He took it all the way up, but I wasn't ready for it. I was harmonizing with the melody. So Mark says he has Boards of Canada on heavy rotation at work. I'm not familiar with Boards of Canada. Is that an instrumental band or? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they do. Boards of Canada.
I'm gonna be singing this song for the rest of the day, man.
I told you I had two of them in my head. I always have.
I only want to see you. I only want to see you in the heavy rain.
See if you can get somebody else's cover of it. See if you can get a black soulful cover of Heavy Rain. And he's an octave down. Was he 2 octaves down? I think he's 2 octaves down.
You had to break it down for that one.
Silly, man. All right, dog. This is it, man. That's all we got time for, man. Get your shout outs in, dog.
Oh my God. All right. All right, shout out to everybody that showed up today. We appreciate y'all. Man, that Heavy Rain just completely messed with me. Shout out to my Pooh Bear who went home yesterday.
Right,
and everything is so quiet, dog. It's so quiet. It's ridiculously quiet around here, and I ain't crying nothing this time. not this year. But she's very, very missed. I really enjoy having Pooh Bear around most of the time. Shout down to my job who made me work today. I really didn't want to work today. But back to the grind tomorrow.
There it is.
You know how this goes. And man, just shout out to everybody who's listening. Whether you're listening now or listening later, shout out to that heavy rain, bro.
For sure. Stupid, man. All right. He's just trying to hold it in. All right. Shout outs to all right, Mark. Shout outs to everyone who dropped in live tonight. And I got my live crew, Will, Mark, and Keith. Everybody who dropped in. Look, we mad appreciated. Also, other shout outs to other folks. Look, the person who gave me I finally got permission to reveal who I talked to last week that gave me all the feedback on 45 was none other than Bill, aka Vlad's Hammer from Upperform Radio. He said he gave me permission, but he gave me permission after the show. So I wanted to make sure I had permission first before I revealed who it was. But it was Bill, aka Vlad's Hammer, y'all. So and he says, he's good, he stands by everything he said. And I'm like, that's good. I appreciated him talking to me.
We appreciate your candor, sir.
Exactly, man. Just providing me with another perspective because that's what I needed. That's what I had.
We ain't talking about, bruh. All these people going off in the last week about Obama and Katrina, bruh.
Oh, look,
bruh. And first of all, let me say this: Obama wasn't the president for 3 years, but there is pictures of him in the area with HW.
Huh.
There's pictures of them together in that area. So he was there. He wasn't the president.
Wasn't he a senator at the time from
senator at the time
from Illinois, right? The senator from Illinois.
Yeah, so he was there. He just wasn't president for another 3 years.
Yeah, I've seen that tweet and I have laughed my tail off. I'm like, you guys can't do math, right? You do know presidents can only be elected to a maximum of 2 terms, which is 8 years, right? So even if do the math.
They came at you can't make this up. On Twitter, they came at Mrs. Obama. But had a picture of Condoleezza Rice. You can't make this up, dog.
Oh, come on.
Because Condoleezza Rice, when all of this stuff was going down, apparently Condoleezza Rice went shopping. And so they were like, well, where was the president's wife? Oh, she was out shopping, but it was a picture of Condoleezza Rice, dog. And Condoleezza Rice admitted at the time that was probably not something she should have did.
Right. Come on, man. Oh man, it's funny. It's funny, but like I said, that's another conversation for another time. Man, it's crazy. Bro,
these people, man. I'm like, Rob, what did you do? What did you do right now?
Right.
And shout out to DJ Cleve, man. DJ Cleve been putting in some work lately. He did a Tuesday night mix. Not last week, maybe the week before. That show was jamming, dog. But he talked all the way through it because it wasn't one to download. The ones that he has specifically to download, he doesn't say much. This one he talked all the way through it, but he was jamming.
Man. Well, look,
that was the one I asked you how to rip.
Yeah. Did you? I hope you figured that out. If not,
I just changed some settings on Audacity and just let it run.
Oh, okay. So further shout outs to folks from the job listening to it. Shout outs to my boy Brock, my boy Yancey, to Ryan for checking it out and at least talking about it with Darrin. Shout outs to Brandon who might be watching it, and shout outs to my boy John. My boy John. Man, we talked about how many white guys know their way around some greens. That's my dude John. So
okay.
Yeah, so
right.
He
so you got one that's invited to the cookout.
Oh, absolutely. He might even help judge a plate or two. But shout outs to John.
You want to let him judge?
Yeah, he can judge because he got the skill. He got the skill. So I mean, it is what it is. Can't deny it, man. But everybody, thank you so much for listening and or watching. Facetious 87. Look, I mean, we've done 87 episodes of this thing, and we ain't tired yet. We still moving.
Which is how fast I drive on 64. Bam.
There it is. What all them trees. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching and listening. We'll be back in your ears, in front of your eyeballs again next week. Hop out there on the poll. I guess I'll have to remember what poll we had.
Now I pay attention to all of the trees every time I'm on 64, bro.
Do you? But everybody, hit us up. Let us know. Share this with somebody. Have somebody download it, listen to it. Maybe leave a review for us.
Don't share it with your mom and them because I cuss too much.
Yeah, Mike might cuss a little bit too much, but I
did not cuss a lot today.
You did not. Kudos to you, sir. Kudos to you, sir.
I was a little hot the last show. And
You were. Hey, people were like, "Man, Mike is hot." Like, I think that got retweeted like 5 times. Like, you were upset. But everybody, thanks so much. We'll be back in your ear and in front of your eyes again next week. Look, prayers still out for Houston, and y'all know.
Prayers to everybody who's about to be affected by Irma, because Irma is by the end of the week she gonna be a 4.
Goodness.
She gonna hit Florida and curl, so she might come by this way.
Really?
We might get a little bit of Irma. And I was tripping because we're inland a little bit,
right?
And people are just as worried about Irma as the people on the coast where I'm from. I'm like, how that work? Like, how y'all worried about Irma? And like, y'all just as worried about Irma as I was in Newport News, and I'm right on the coast. That is not. We shouldn't feel the same about this.
Right. No, I think it's because there aren't many. Well, I guess where you are, there aren't many mountains there. There are a lot of trees, not many mountains. So you don't really have something to really break that wind. Is the problem?
You said break wind.
I did say that. Everybody, that's it. We'll be back next week. Y'all have a good one. Peace out to the Warriors, y'all.
Peace out to the Warriors.